Welcome this morning to my Badass Women Health Warriors for Transformation Tuesday. I am your host and your guide for today. My name is Sheila Kilty. I am the Undiet Coach, and what I do is I work with women to help them finally stop dieting and instead develop a long-term relationship with food and their bodies so that they can optimize their health for a lifetime of wellness. So, if you've been on diets forever, if you've been struggling with wanting to get healthy and want to work on your metabolic health or autoimmune disease or any of the other things that are going on in your life, type 2 diabetes, etc., this is the place to come to get real actionable things that you can do. Every week we put it out there, lots of content about it, a wonderful community that shares and helps each other. And we want to raise everyone's health level up because when we do that, our bodies reward us with being able to have the waistline we want, to do the kind of things we want to do in our lives, and to have the kind of tomorrow that we've always wanted. I mean, it's like a bank, we're putting those deposits in now for how our life's going to be in the future. So just how today's going to work, we're going to go over some information about collagen today. That's today's topic. What's the dealio with collagen? What are we doing about it? Is it hooey? Is it something? Should we take a bunch of collagen supplements? Should I buy a bunch of collagen powder? Should I get collagen peptides for my face? It's out there everywhere you look. Collagen, collagen, collagen. Well, there's a reason. Collagen is good. It's good for you if done correctly and sourced well. But also there's some ways for your body to make it on its own. And you could be taking all the supplements in the world, and if certain things aren't in order with your body, it's not going to be able to get into you. And do its job. So we're going to be covering some of the science, some of the boring sciencey stuff around collagen, but we're also going to be looking at all those things you can be doing to raise the collagen levels in your body and what that means for you health-wise. Let's talk about what is happening in the land of collagen, okay? So we're going to be talking about what collagen is, dispelling some of the myths, why it is essential, why it's healthy, how to get it healthfully in your body, how to get your body to produce it on its own, what may be holding up your body from doing that, and what you can do about it. So just to remember, quick disclaimer, what I do in this presentation is not meant to be construed as medical advice or a treatment plan. It is intended for general education purposes only. The information shared is not to be used as self-diagnosis or to self-treat any health, medical, or physical condition. Don't use this information in the presentation to avoid going to your own healthcare professional or to have it replace any advice they give you. Consult with your healthcare professional before implementing anything I'm talking about. Talk to your physicians. Develop a good relationship with your physicians, because anything I say, anything related to Mind Body Reboot Method or Optimal Health Reboot, my company, we make no representations about the accuracy or suitability of this content for you in particular. It's educational. So, disclaimer over with. And I told you about what's going on with me, how I lost 130 pounds and had this transformation. And I had to learn a lot of things. A lot of education went into what it is that I'm presenting. And one of the biggest is, what is collagen? That's the big question. What is this stuff? Everybody's talking about collagen, collagen, collagen. And for decades, there's a historical basis for collagen being part of what we ate. When we go back and we look at what our ancestors ate, there was a lot of collagen being eaten. But in modern day, we kind of write it off as the useless protein. We just have the muscle mass, and the rest of it ends up on the cutting room floor. And the people who have a lot of collagen in what they eat, the evidence is in historically in our ancestors, and for us, the cultures, the groups of people historically that had a lot of collagen, that ate nose to tail on animals, lived longer, were healthier, and look and move better with plenty of collagen in our diets, and so do we. So what are the benefits of collagen? What are those benefits? Why is it essential? Well, sorry, I'm getting notices that are popping up on my screen. I need to turn those off when I go on. My apologies. So why is it essential? Well, collagen is kind of complicated because it's been relegated mostly to cosmetic, kind of superficial reasons why we would have collagen for your wrinkles and everything. There's, have this cream, have that peptide, do this thing, spend tons of money. It's very expensive to get. But there's also some very deep reasons to have a good amount of collagen in your body. It improves your sleep. It accelerates healing. It supports the hair, skin, and nails and all of that. It balances your meal intake. It helps you with satiety and feeling full. It uses more of the animal, like I taught, that nose to tail eating that's very popular right now. We're not just looking at muscle tissue. And it's like, use the whole animal. If you're going to slaughter an animal, use the whole ding darn thing. It's also very important for our joint and connective tissues, our entire body. If we had to take a snapshot of the human body and light it up where collagen is, it would be everywhere, all over the body. So it has something to do with bone health, heart health, joint health, athletic performance. And the answer to getting collagen into what's going on in your body is glycine. And we don't get enough glycine to cover our body's needs for it. It's an amino acid and it's conditionally essential, meaning we only need 3 grams a day of glycine synthesized from the amino acid serine, but it's not nearly enough. The human body needs 10 a day. So we get 3 a day usually of glycine, but we need around 10 for basic metabolic processes in our body. And the deficit is made up through diet and natural sources. And even more so when we have disease states that disrupt glycine synthesis, like rheumatoid arthritis would disrupt our ability for our body to make glycine. And we're wasting half the animal. The average cow, half the muscle meat, and the other is the other stuff. And people only eat the muscle meat, like we talked about, and ignore all the bones, connective tissue, cartilage, tendons. That's where the collagen is. And it ends up in our pet food and on the floor, cutting room floor, and in other industries like cosmetics. But we could be eating it, getting the glycine we need, getting to be healthier, and wasting less food in the process. So the more meat that's eaten, the more glycine our body utilizes to help us have a good, balanced system. And in lab studies, high amino acid diets, people die earlier when it's just straight up high methionine, people die earlier. But keeping the methionine high while adding glycine abolishes the reduced longevity. So in other words, if you're eating tons of meat, but you're not getting the glycine that goes along with it, that comes with collagen, then you're going to die earlier. That's where that study, the lean proteins, when there's too much of it, people's lifespan shortens. That's where the whole demonization of the carnivore diets and eating a lot of animal product studies come from. But when we do have collagen, when we have fatty meats that have collagen, when we eat all the connective tissue, all the collagen-based parts, that nose to tail eating, and all that gelatinous meat, we get the balance that we need. It's all about balance. So we either eat a lot more collagenous foods, a lot more good fatty ribeyes and things like that, or we take collagen glycine supplements in the right way to make that happen. So anybody who's known me for 5 minutes knows I'm not big on supplements. Supplementing is when you're supplementing. You are putting something into your body that you're not getting, so it has to be supplemented. I'm more about get the stuff from your food. What you put in your body matters. So you can't eat a bunch of junk food and just supplement your way to good health. Doesn't happen. A lot of people do this. I can do whatever I want, but if I take all my supplements, I'll be okay. And they have counters full of hundreds of dollars a month worth of all these different bottles and pills and everything, and they feel that that's healthy. Well, a lot of, supplements are not regulated by the government. They can say anything, they can make any claims they want to, and a lot of it is just not utilized. It's not bioavailable, it's poorly sourced, it's not what it says on the pill, on the bottle, or the powder. You really need to read your labels, really source things incredibly well, Because why spend, first of all, why spend all that money and only 1% gets to your body or does the job, or it's not what it says it is? And why not just go right to the source? Go right to the collagenous foods. A good bone broth, for instance, would give you all the collagen you need. It goes into your body in a way that it's bioavailable and it can be used. Has all the vitamins, minerals, everything that goes along with it to make that happen. And don't want to waste the animal. You want to make sure you have everything and you're eating everything that the animal's providing to you. So the popular types of diets that are the response to this demonization of meat, all the plant-based and calorie restriction diets, are actually wrong. However well intended, they're not healthy for you. You're losing out and depriving yourself of the short-term collagen benefits like increased lean muscle mass, better athletic performance, lower fat mass, and living longer, healthier lives with less joint pain and all that. Well, that might explain some of the meat disease links too. The connection between meat and certain types of diseases like diabetes and eating collagen is the key to taking care of that connection, to severing that connection. Studies shown that people with low glycine levels, low collagen intake, and high meat, muscle protein intake were more likely to have diabetes. People with high glycine levels could have a higher meat intake without any of those issues. That means the higher collagen that you're eating, the less likely you are to suffer from diabetes. Low circulating levels of glycine or collagen also predict a diabetes risk, according to some studies. Now, it could be that the way that most people eat in developed countries, eating chicken breast over chicken thighs, chicken wings and skin, and lean steak over oxtails and shanks, muscle meat over muscle bone, skin, and tendons, is actually unhealthy. And that increasing your collagen then could balance out your meat intake or make it more bioavailable and more healthy. So, muscle meat required to retain muscle mass and perform regular protein-related physiological functions like muscle building exercises. Eating gelatin reduces the amount of muscle meat that's required for you to eat. So what that means is if you're getting foods with collagen in them, you don't have to eat as much of those foods to have the amino acid benefits from the muscle protein. If you're joining us, go ahead and let me know where you're coming from, what's going on, because I only get like 1 or 2 are here. So if you're here and you're watching this, we're talking about collagen. Is it hooey? What's the science behind it? And how can we get our bodies to take it in? Are supplements good? How can we go about doing this the right way? Collagen can be very expensive, very confusing. So make sure that you watch this whole thing and do it the right way. If you're going to do it, don't waste your money and your time. Get it done the right way. So, collagen also improves your quality of sleep. A great sleep hack is having a big mug of bone broth about an hour before bed. And the research says this is not some placebo, like I drank the collagen, so now I'm going to sleep well. Human studies show that 3 grams of glycine or collagen taken before bed increases the quality of your sleep. And it reduces daytime sleepiness following a sleep restriction. So if you had a bad night's sleep, could reduce your sleepiness if you went ahead and did that. It's also good for your joints. 10 grams a day helps maintain the collagen in your body. Collagen's everywhere. Concentrates where joints meet, the connective tissue binding us together. So all those, remember I told you like your whole body would light up with that. And we need more to take care of it. It's good for your skin. It's for your face, your underarms, all the problematic swaths of skin that are liable to descend into wrinkly parchment as you get older. Collagen provides body and bounce to your skin and keeps your skin buoyant. That's what the cosmetic companies and the skincare companies are so excited about. When you have low collagen, you get the droop. Collagen peptides reduce the wrinkling and improves skin elasticity. Now, do not just go out and buy a bunch of cosmetics. Jackie will talk about this more next week in her time. I'll ask her about collagen. If she doesn't bring it up, I'll make sure we talk about it. But Collagen peptides, all of those super expensive cosmetics that have all the collagen, and they say, put it on your skin, it will improve your skin. The collagen molecules are actually too large to make their way into your skin. It just floats on top. It's better to produce the collagen yourself or have the intake and do it in a way that makes it bioavailable and makes it metabolize well within your system. Then your body is provided with all the collagen it needs to have those skin benefits. So the other thing is, there is something where people look at you and they see if you look haggard. Like your doctor's really looking at your face. I really look at people's faces to see how are they doing. Do you look dry? Do you look wrinkly? Do things look saggy or shallow? You know, do you look like you've aged since the last time I saw you? Because your apparent age, what we perceive as age, is an excellent barometer for overall health. And increasing your collagen supplementation or consumption to maintain your skin appearance may be a way to be more than just a cosmetic intervention. It may also help all the other things that collagen does, like it improves your healing. Our collagen requirements increase during wound healing. So if you've had any kind of surgery or wounds, laying down good collagen can build new tissue. And a little extra in the diet can make a huge difference. You don't have to eat buckets of collagen to make a difference. So one example is patients recovering from ulcers. They found that collagen supplementation sped up the healing time for ulcers. Or packing collagen directly into a wound dressing can speed up the healing process. We even have a protocol for if someone's going into surgery, a way of increasing your collagen for the few weeks before, if you have that opportunity, if you don't have to go in quickly. If you know you have a surgery coming up, we can increase your collagen prior to surgery, and it makes the outcomes better in terms of healing time. Wouldn't that be fantastic? That's what I love about holistic stuff. You can come up with a solution and have a real practical application right out of the box. But it also enhances your cooking. I mean, think of all the things that people make using collagen-y kind of foods, things like soups, sauces, demi-glace, curries, egg custards, and straight gelatin powder when it's added to your sauces and curries really enriches and thickens it. So what about all those beauty treatments? We talked about it's just, do they work? Are they hooey? In a word, yeah, they are. They just don't work. And because like we said, the molecules are just too big to make it into your skin. A better solution is to eat collagenous foods and really encourage your body to make more. So let's get down to some brass tacks. What do we need to eat to get collagen into our diet? Fair enough. So what are the kind of things? You can't just sit around and have collagen powder all the time, put collagen powder into everything. Really, let's make this part of the foods that have it with there. So let me share something with you. We talked about supplementation. We talked about versus getting it in your foods. One of the reasons why it's so good to get all of your nutrients directly from the foods that provide it is nature and the universe are amazing. They provide it in a way that makes it bioavailable. It comes with all of the vitamins, minerals, amino acids, everything that's required to get that into your cells. Because if you just straight up have something, not as much makes it to your cells because it requires all these other things to be there. You're a big chemical soup in there, and you need to have all the right kind of things together to make it happen. For instance, when you have iron supplements, best to have that with vitamin C is recommended. So either high vitamin C foods or a vitamin C supplement or iron with vitamin C, it makes the iron more likely to make its way into your cells and to make it available. I mean, why take a supplement if it's not even getting into your cells, right? So the same thing, vitamin D3 needs K2, and collagen and all the glycine that comes with it, and fighting the methionine and all those kind of things, that is happening better with foods that have all the minerals and nutrition around it in the collagenous foods. Now, if you're vegan or vegetarian or you don't eat flesh meat, my son's a vegetarian who just, since he was a little boy, said, I didn't want anything with a mommy or a face. How can you argue with that? And it's been a struggle for most of his life, for me anyway, until he got older to be able to teach him how to keep his protein levels and his collagen levels high so that he could have the benefits from it and not have any wasting going on of his muscle tissue or any of his joints or systems, or have poor sleep or poor wound healing. I wanted him to be able to still have the advantages of collagenous meat eating if he wasn't going to be having those meats. So if you're doing that, collagen supplements are not vegan or vegetarian, but there are ways to get your body to produce collagen on its own without putting collagen in your body. We'll be talking about that in a minute. So stay tuned for what to do for our vegans and vegetarians out there. I was vegan for 8 years. And as a teenager, I was vegetarian for 7. All up through high school and college, I was a vegetarian. So I have nothing against vegans and vegetarians. I do not put down that type of eating at all. I know I sound like meat, have your meat. I find meat to be extraordinarily nutritious and part of a wonderful, extensive, deep nutrition plan. We want someone to have really great, dense nutrition, meaning every calorie they eat is packed with everything you need to make that something that's worth eating. Don't eat empty calories. Eat calories packed with nutrition. Your body will feel full. You'll be able to drop weight better. All boats rise with dense nutrition. You won't be hungry in between meals. You're giving your body what it needs. And when you're giving your body what it needs, it'll pay you back by dropping your excess weight on the side of the road. Your body wants to be healthy. We just have to get out of its way. Let it do its thing. So getting collagen into your diet can come down to what you eat and one other factor. So let's talk about those two things. So what kind of things can you eat to get collagen into your diet in a bioavailable way? All right. So some ways to get collagen into your diet, into what you're eating, not diet as in weight loss diet as in nutritional plan. Okay. Eat gelatinous meats. We talked about that. The things on the bone, short ribs, things with connective tissue and muscle and skin and tendons. When you have chicken, have the chicken thighs and legs and wings and have it with the skin on, with the bone, cooking it. You'll not only get tons more nutrition from it, extracting minerals from the bones, just like in bone broth, that'll make its way in. It'll be juicier, tastier, much higher in nutrition, and the localized inclusive fat that you want, that collagenous fat. Eat the knuckles, eat the things that are then those chewier parts. Other cultures eat a lot of those chewy, collagen, connective tissue-y kind of things. In Japan, I know they do like chicken knuckles as a big thing, or chicken feet even in Asian cultures for what is good to eat, because it's packed with all of those nutrients that are good. Clean your bones off when you're eating. My family used to crack up when I would eat a pork chop or something. The bone, my mother would say I could polish the bone. She knew Sheila had eaten because the bone looked like it was just polished with a machine or something. It was just every single stitch of it was off of there. That's what you want to be able to do. Eat the skin of the animal. I know people always, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and early 2000s, it was like, get rid of that skin. The skin's bad. The skin is actually very good for you. I even get skin from my butcher, from a chicken skin, and I put it out on a cookie tray and bake it at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes and crisp it up, put some salt and pepper on it while it's still hot, and crack it up, and it's my crackers. It's what I use, to scoop something or to have a snack or something. It is incredibly nutritious. Drink bone broth. If you haven't made your own bone broth, we've done some bone broth cooking kind of things. If you'd like a recipe, let me know in the comments you'd like the bone broth recipe. If you got an Instant Pot, it's one of the easiest things in the world to make. And it's really good for all of those collagen benefits that we talked about. Skin, sleep, wound healing, weight management, all of it. Take a look at that. You can also use powdered gelatin. Gelatin is all that connective tissue ground down into a powder. The number one thing is sourcing. Please, please, please make sure that any gelatin that you have, because it's a concentrated product, that it is 100% grass-fed, not just grass-fed. Make sure it says 100%, because there's a whole thing with grass-fed, grain finished, which destroys all of the good stuff you did, with getting grass-fed in the first place is wiped out by feeding it grain. You've like wiped out all the grass-fed wonderfulness. So make sure your sourcing is good, but you can't have powdered gelatin. We talked about a whole bunch of recipes, for instance, all of the soups and demi-glace and sauces and curries and egg custards, all kinds of things that use gelatin. And you can use gelatin in the form of collagen hydrolysate, Hydrolysate, hydrolysate. I'm sorry, I am not doing my Latin words very well today. I need a little bit more coffee, or maybe a little bit less, but collagen hydrolysate. So when you're looking at the different types of collagen, if you can have your choice, the hydrolysate is more bioavailable. It gets it more into you. So how can we get our body to produce its own collagen? Very interesting. So there are some ways to encourage your body to make more collagen. And the number one way is to improve your gut health by balancing out your gut microbiome. If you do that, if you balance your gut microbiome, your body will be able to produce all of the collagen that you need, and it will help make that collagen, when it comes in, translate into things and deliver it out to different parts of your body. And modern humans, especially in Western cultures, have a very run-down gut. We only have 40% of the gut microbiome we used to. Our lives are just way too clean. We've, antibacterial, everything has wiped out the good and bad bacterium in our lives, and it's taken a toll, and our gut microbiome is down 60%, almost a full 2/3, more than half, less than what we used to have. So the ways that you go about getting a better gut microbiome, you think you might have some dysbiosis, some imbalance in your microbiome. Everybody's got the good and bad and the ugly going on in there. The point is to have more growth of the good ones than the bad ones. And when that goes off, that's that imbalance. And that can be things like constipation, diarrhea, gut cramps, IBS, IBD, GERD, all those things that we would definitely associate with gut imbalance. But the gut microbiome, the dysbiosis that can happen there, the imbalance that can happen there can also create things like type 2 diabetes, obesity, sleeplessness, aches, pains, fibromyalgia is directly, great studies going on, directly connected with gut dysbiosis. And there's a whole list. I emailed out a list to everybody who's a member of this group, got an email last night talking about a whole list of things that you may not consider part of gut health, but that are a big sign that your gut health is imbalanced. So the way that you go about addressing that is, number one, get some testing done. I am a gut microbiome specialist, a human intestinal microbiome gut health and disease specialist. It's the longest title in the world. It basically means is I'm a human gut microbiome specialist, certified, educated. This is, part of my education as a health coach. I saw that gut health was something that was a big issue. So I went out and got the education necessary to be able to test and find out what specifically, don't guess, test about what's going on. The next one is to respond and remove anything that is disruptive to you, anything that causes problems, or anything that the testing indicates might be a problem for you. Clear the things that are obstructive, things that are possibly holding up your gut doing well, their lifestyle and diet things having to do with it. Then you plant some good seeds. You've prepared the soil, then you plant some good seeds. You put the good microbiome microbes in, and the different strains that are good for you to change that balance again. And we talk about how to do that with foods, fermented foods, and also through supplementation. And then you fertilize that microbiome. You've got a garden of trillions of microbes in your body that are working together to affect every system of your body: neurological, cardiac, endocrinological, rheumatological. It affects everything. including depression, anxiety. There's connections to all of it. These little buggers, the trillions of them, work together. They cooperate. It's called your second brain. And it helped, that I had a gut feeling. Well, you follow your gut. My gut thought so. It's absolutely true. The gut does tell you these things. And then the last thing you do is that you fertilize it with the right kind of foods. So if you would like to have a health assessment, a gut health assessment, and find out, check your email from last night. I'll also put it in the comments below. Right now we're offering those for free to be able to have your gut assessment done, have a report done, let you know what's going on, and come up with a game plan to improve your gut for not only producing the right amount of collagen, but all the other benefits that your gut health can do. And what can you eat? What are all the right collagenous foods that you can eat, right? And all the right supplements. You can do all of it. You can eat all of the right things. But if your gut is in dysbiosis, it's not going to hold on to and properly utilize any nutrients, including collagen. Let me say that again. You can eat all the right foods. You can eat all the right supplements. You can do everything right. But if your gut is off, if the microbiome is imbalanced, and you're having all kinds of issues with it, until you address that, your body is not going to metabolize and use that properly at all. Most nutrients, including collagen. It's just not going to happen. So how can you address it? Get the Glorious Gut Reboot Gut Health Assessment. It is free. I'd be happy to talk to you about what's going on with your gut. A number of ladies have already taken advantage of that and have been able to put into effect to help improve their gut health right away. And it's been life-changing for some people. So that is everything that you can do. That's everything about collagen. I think you now have a PhD in collagen. I know this was a little bit more science-y than I normally do during these sessions, but I really thank you for joining me. Put hashtag replay in there if you watched this in replay. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. So take care. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me and spending your time with me. I know you have 100 different things you could be doing with your time, and you spent it with me, which I appreciate. Be well. Take care. And I'll see you next time on Transformation Tuesday.